Hey, what's up everybody? Joseph Rothschild here, aka Mono Bluetron, back with another episode of 10-minute testing. So, I finally bought a pop filter for this microphone. If you don't know what a pop filter is, it's supposed to filter the sounds that go into the microphone so the sound doesn't sound as harsh. And I'm gonna need it for today. Let's walk into deck edit and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is a deck I'm calling Jackpot 7, that's Jackpot with a the reason that I purchased the pop filter. So what this deck aims to do is make use of this card called Jackpot 7. If you're unfamiliar, Jackpot 7 is a card that says if it's sent from the deck to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, you can banish it, and if you banish all three of them, you win the game. So I think the reason they printed this card is because at Nationals they had this format called Generation Duels where you could play one of 5 different ban lists against each other, one from Yu-Gi-Oh, one from GX, one from 5Ds, etc. And the Yu-Gi-Oh one would have just won everything because you were allowed to play errata cards pre-errata, and Exchange of the Spirit first turn kill was just going to be the best deck unless Jackpot 7 was legal. So I'm pretty sure that's why it's unbanned, but you know, not 100%. They could have just made this weird card hoping that it would find its way into one of these decks. The idea is what you want to do is get out a Dark Scorpion Burglar, Don Zalug showing up once again, get a creature swap effect, that's creature swap or Xian Spy, and then get a Scapegoat effect, that's Scapeghost or Scapegoat. Basically, you just need 3 level 1 0 attack tokens to attack into a creature swapped Don Zalug, which will cause Jackpot 7 to be banished. The rest of the deck is just draw. We have Pot of Dualities, we have One Day of Peace, we have Card D because I don't want to play Card of Demise with all these hand traps. We have 3 Wabaku, 3 Threatening Roar, 3 Battle Fader, 2 Swift Scarecrow, and 3 Left Arm Offering. Remember the Inferno Tempest Necroface deck? Now, I thought that deck was fun, but I was really sad that it didn't get to play Left Arm Offering. I think this is the better list for Left Arm Offering. I expect there to be a lot of scenarios where we have shit like Pot of Dualities or extra creature swaps and shit in hand, and we need Scapegoats or something like that. So Left Arm Offering can actually find all of our combo pieces, that's Reinforcement of the Army, or a Creature Swap, or a Scapegoat. So I'm pretty excited to test it out. I hope it does well. The extra deck is just nothing. It's a bunch of rank 1 monsters, and then 3 Formula Synchron, because in a world where we actually get to flip up Scapeghost on our turn, like we set it and then we Threatening Roar, we need a way to remove one of the tokens so that we can normal summon Don Zalug, or Dark Scorpion Burglars, and then creature swap it over. So I figured Formula Synchron's probably the best. It draws you a card, and it's a 2-star. So let's jump into the games and see how mad our opponents are going to be at us today. Spoiler, it's going to be a lot. So for our first match, we're up against another first turn kill deck. You see a lot of hidden armories in hand and you get a little concerned. He's playing Hand Destruction, which is a -1 if you use it and a -0 if your opponent gets its effect. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. We got 2 combo pieces in our hand. We just need the third one, which is going to be a Scapegoat, and hopefully his Hand Destruction is going to find it for us. He's going to lead off with a Solar Recharge, I think? Nope, he leads off with Hand Destruction, and we find Pot of Duality. That's pretty close. He's just going nuts right now, adding Solar Recharges back to his hand to get more Sworns so he can draw more cards. This Divine Sword is actually kind of good as like an engine for adding a card back to your hand, but eventually he runs out of resources and gets to 17 cards in deck. He's not there yet, so I'm a little concerned about what he's going to do, but we actually draw the third piece of our combo, which is Scapegoat. We set Wabaku too. In a world where he blows up Scapegoat, then we are finally able to protect it. He decides to Kuraz, targeting my cards, and listen, I'm not a genius or anything, but I'm pretty sure these decks that draw their entire deck are not supposed to play Kuraz and then target their opponent's things. Like, if you've ever played Monarch and you've seen someone target their opponent's set cards with Kuraz, you know they're in a bad space. So we actually have drawn the third piece of our combo, obviously, and now they're able to attack, so we're going to go ahead and Reinforcement for Dark Scorpion Burglars, Xian Spy that shit over to our opponent's side of the board, and get attacking. 1 attack of 1,000 gets us a Jackpot 7, second attack of 1,000 gets us a second Jackpot 7, and the third attack of 1,000 gets us the third Jackpot 7. And there it is. Victory by the effect of Jackpot 7. That's what I like to see. So it's all well and good to beat up on bad combo decks, but now we're playing against a good combo deck that is the Unions list that y'all gotta get excited about because it's gonna be meta pretty soon. Those decks come out sooner than you'd think. He goes into Bujenki Tuskiomi, which seems kind of broken, right? You just get to draw cards off of it, and you get to dump your hand. He sets Regeki so that he can use it later. He also sets Terraforming. So he is going to make ABC Dragon Buster. That's a giant problem for us because it can banish a card on either player's turn. I decide I'm going to have to set as many cards as possible in order to minimize the chances of him hitting Scapeghost. Even if he gets through Scapeghost and we don't get the tokens, we have the left arm offering to get the copy of Scapegoats, which is okay, but they're summoned in defense mode, which isn't particularly good. He draws Galaxy Soldier, which is a problem for us because it means he is going to make Cyber Dragon Infinity. Now, we actually don't have a way to out Cyber Dragon Infinity, so let's see if we can make something occur. He gets to get rid of Scapegoats, which is rough with Regeki. So he also negates Battle Fader, so we're taking a lot of damage. Using Battle Fader was a pretty bad idea, to be honest, because now I can't activate Left Arm Offering, not like it really would have worked anyway, because he's got a Cyber Dragon Infinity. So I'm going to summon Card and use Creature Swap. I figure either of these creatures are pretty good for swapping, and if I get like Dragon Buster, maybe I can prolong the game out if he somehow allows it to get through Infinity, but obviously he doesn't. He's just going to negate everything he can. I figure I'll just go for Card D and hope that I draw one card that stops him from attacking like Battle Fader or Swift Scarecrow. Instead, I just draw Threatening Roars and the game ends. So after that humbling defeat against an actually good deck, we're once again against some kind of pile. This is 60-card Pendulums or something. I'm not really feeling this strategy. He's going to go ahead and set a Mamone Carpet. I use Card D, don't use Pot of Duality. That's because I'm a really good player and I care very much about the quality of my cards. He summons Perform Pal Friend Donkey, and I do the same face that this card is doing with the shifty eyes and all, and I'm like, that's not Second Donkey. What's going on here? And then he special summons Pendulum Magician, and I'm like, okay, well, here we go. He's going to get Monkey Board, use Monkey Board to get Trampolinks? That's new. And then he's going to set Mamone Carpet. This is a strategy that looks really bad, but I know Mamone Carpet destroys set cards, so I'm going to go ahead and do my best to set as many things as possible to minimize the chances of him hitting Scapegoats, and obviously he just hits Scapegoats anyways. You know, Mamone Carpet is just a targeted ability if you aren't familiar. Just decide which card of your opponents you want to die and do it. He has 2 cards which can blow up the Scapegoats I need because I need 3. He summons Corn, though, and then uses Corn's effect in order to get a card, which means I'm going to have 3 Scapegoats, which means I win. So we're going to summon Dark Scorpion Burglars, switch all our dudes to attack, Shien Spy it over to our opponent's side of the field, and 1,000 for 1 Jackpot 7, 1,000 for 2 Jackpot 7s, and 1,000 for 3 Jackpot 7s. A beautiful game, really interesting and skill testing once again. So we're back with the deck. This deck did absolutely everything I expected it to. It was really good against strategies that were doing nothing. Basically, other solitaire decks, guys that weren't interested in interacting with the cards I was playing on my turn, it was particularly weak against. And then against the deck that actually does things, like makes Infinity and makes a guy who can banish cards on your opponent's turn, we were basically dead in the water. I will say one thing this deck has going for it that other combo decks usually don't is redundancy. It's unfortunate that that redundancy is sometimes in the form of cards like Scapeghost, which are really slow flip effect monsters. I will say this. I would, in further iterations of the deck, take out the Battle Faders. They were particularly bad, and I think I would replace them with Quaking Mirror Force, just because in so many of the games it became clear that protecting your Scapegoat tokens after they use their spell and trap removal and you have to chain Scapegoats happens so often that you should be playing more cards like Waboku and Threatening Roar and Quaking and less cards like Battle Fader. Battle Fader also has this really bad synergy where if they don't destroy your Scapegoats but you have it set and they declare a direct attack that would be lethal, you use Battle Fader to get it out of your hand and end their battle phase, then you use Scapegoat at end of your turn. You don't actually have a way to summon Don Zalug because the Scapegoats are tokens, so you obviously can't, Xyz with them, and Battle Fader's not a tuner, so you can't go into Formula Synchron. The left arm offering never showed up in the games, but I think it was pretty good. The one time we drew it, it was like insurance for our third combo piece. Unfortunately, we just lost to the fact that Cyber Dragon Infinity is a good card. So yeah, deck is consistent, although not very powerful, easily disrupted. Anything that does anything on your opponent's turn, any battle trap really wrecks the deck, and anything that brings your opponent to under 3,000 life is probably just as good. It's probably not going to win Worlds anytime soon, but, you know, maybe it'll show up. So that's that. I hope you liked witnessing Don Zalu's triumphant return to Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope you liked hearing the beautiful sounded Jackpot 7 through the pop filter that I just bought for this microphone, and most of all, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give me a like, a comment, or a subscribe. Guys, let's get this one to 10,000 likes. That would really mean a lot to me. If you want to see a certain deck or strategy played next Monday, let me know in the comments below, and I'll look into it. If not, I'm just going to play whatever I want, which I promise will still be at the very least interesting. So, with that out of the way, I will see you on Monday.